Hi, I'm Amanda Olson, and we are in Maths 2410, Calculus, or Analytic Geometry and Calculus. Here I've taken a couple review problems for our exam 3. This first one shows up as the first problem, and it comes from section 3.1. It asks us to find the absolute extrema of the function on the closed interval. So I'm going to take this and do it with a perspective of 3.1. Instead of using the second derivative test, I'm just going to stick strictly to the first derivative test. So to do that, I need to find f prime of x. This will allow me to find my critical numbers. So f prime is equal to 2x plus 5. And then we want to know, well, where is that equal to 0? So f prime of x is going to equal 0 if and only if 2x plus 5 equals 0. That's going to happen if and only if x equals -5 halves. Okay, so you might show a little bit more of the intermediary steps of isolating x. I skipped that. You can pause the video though at any time and evaluate those. So we have -5 halves. It's in the domain of the original function. So we know that x equals -5 halves is a critical value. Or a critical number. From there, then we know that any absolute extrema are either going to occur at the critical value where we have a horizontal tangent, or it's going to occur at an endpoint. So we go ahead and evaluate f at each one of those. I start off with our left endpoint of -4, and I get -4 squared plus 5 times -4. This is going to give us 16 minus 20, which is going to give us an f of -4 equal to -4. From there, we can go ahead and evaluate at our next highest x value, which is going to be our critical number, f of -5 halves, which is going to equal -5 halves quantity squared plus 5 times -5 halves is going to equal 25/4 minus 25 halves. So this is going to give us an f of -5 halves equal to, we can write this as 25/4 minus 50/4. So we can see that it's going to be equal to -25/4 or -6.25. And then lastly, we'll look at it for f of our right endpoint, which is 0. And this is going to be 0 squared plus 5 times 0, which is 0. So we compare all of these. We have y values equal to -4, -6.25, and 0. The largest of these is 0. So 0 is a relative or an absolute max. Absolute maximum. And that occurs at the point 0, 0, or x equals 0, however you want to word that. From there, we also have the lowest. Our absolute min is -6.25. And that occurs at x equals negative 2.5, or you could say negative 5/2, negative 6.25. So if we write them as decimals, our minimum is going to be the point negative 2.5 comma negative 6.25. And then our maximum is 0, 0. All right, thank you.